life has changed so much as a practice owner in so many good ways. I have more freedom with my scheduling, and I have a legacy to leave to my children. I am the dreams of my ancestors.
Good morning. I'm here with Dr. Jacenta Parker of Kavanaugh Animal Hospital. I'm very excited to chat with her about her journey into practice ownership. So here we go.
Since I was about 6 years old, I knew that I wanted to be a veterinarian. My first visit to the veterinarian with our dog Bruiser, he was a miniature schnauzer, and we brought him in because he was having some stomach troubles. And so when we went in to see the doctor, his name was Dr. Sickmiller, and I was just amazed at how he knew what was wrong with Bruiser before we even told him. And he said, you know, he's standing like his stomach hurts. And I said, oh my gosh, he's so smart. How does he know that? That's amazing. And I've always loved animals. I've just always had a natural magnetism to animals. Even today, after being a vet for over 12 years, anytime I see someone's pet, I have to pet it. So even if I'm in the street, whatever. And I love science, so it seems like the perfect field, and it is the perfect field for me. So that school was a really great experience. I went to Cornell University, College of Veterinary Medicine, and it challenged me in so many ways. I met so many people and so many people that I network with to this day. So I had a wonderful education, which made it a lot easier going into practice. At that time, I wanted to do an internship, and I had applied to one internship, which it's recommended you apply to several, but I only applied to one because I'm stubborn, and I didn't get the internship. So I was really upset, but I ended up taking a different internship, which I still gained so much knowledge from, and with all that experience in such a short amount of time, I felt like a major asset to whatever practice I would go into next. So after that 1-year internship, I worked at a hospital in Rockland County and got some great experience under a really good mentor. And then I moved closer to home, to Middletown, and I practiced for a corporation, but I liked that it was closer to home because the practice I was at was about a 1-hour commute, and having had children, it was a lot harder for me to have enough time in the day for all of my responsibilities. So working closer to home was great, but I found that the environment I was in, I really had limited ability for growth, which is why I went back to my original goal to buy a practice, and that's what I did, and I'm happy I did. Well, I'll tell you that one of the main things that some would consider an obstacle would be that because I have how I look, especially because I look young, even though I've been practicing over 12 years, I've had clients roll their eyes at me when I walk in the room if they don't know me, because I'm not the practice owner they're used to seeing in my previous jobs. They don't want to see me before they even meet me, and that's never bothered me. And I'll tell you why. It's because I'm very confident in my knowledge, and especially having 12 years of experience, I'm very experienced, and I put my all into it. And once the client gives me a chance and sees me at least once and sees that I know what I'm doing, it's so nice that they request me when they come back, even over the owner of the practice. They'll say, no, I only want to see her. I really like her. So I encourage people not to get upset if people give you a problem, or they don't want to see you, or they're judging you based on the way you look. Just use your knowledge to empower you that you are going to do a good job and that you don't need their approval in order to do the work. So about 6 years ago, I decided that I wanted to buy a practice that I was working for, and I was in agreement with the current owner that that was going to happen. So the one issue that might have been a problem was that the cost of the practice was very high. So by serendipity, I met someone from Calico who told me about the company, and I realized that I could afford practice ownership through Calico, which I did not realize before. And it made me have more courage to put my offer through. After presenting my letter of intent to the owner and having secured financial lending from Calico, he told me that same day that he actually was going to sell it to a corporation. And that really affected me because I had stayed at that practice for a long time in order to buy it. I had sacrificed a lot of things in my life to stay at that practice because of our agreement that I would buy it. So instead of letting it keep me down, I told the lender that, maybe in the future we could do something. Thank you very much. And then I moved on. Temporarily, I was satisfied with working for someone else after that point, but because I couldn't really grow very much, I'd gotten to the top position at my practice, and there was no room for any more growth. And for me, a person like me, that's just not good enough. So I contacted Calico again, and they came through for me again and offered to help me financially to buy a practice. And I found this wonderful practice here that I work at now, Calico Animal Hospital, and I couldn't be happier. Life has changed so much for me as a practice owner in so many good ways. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be. Already having veterinary experience under my belt and being a confident veterinarian, now all I have to do is learn the business side, which Calico has been very helpful with as well. I have more freedom with my scheduling, and I have a legacy to leave to my children. I am the dreams of my ancestors.